Hi, my name is Patrick Mullen.
Hey, my name is Paige Schmella.
Hi, my name is Lorelai Shirey.
Hi, my name is Tabby Momeyer.
I'm 15 years old. I am a male and I use he, him pronouns. And I identify racially as biracial, meaning my parents were black and white. Thank you.
I'm 14 years old and my preferred personal pronouns are her and hers, and my racial and cultural identity is white, and my ancestors were Prussian and German.
I'm 15 years old. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I identify racially as Sicilian and Native American, more specifically Choctaw.
I'm 15 years old. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm about 75% European and 25% Ashkenazi Jewish. So I usually just say that I am white.
Hey, it's Patrick again. I chose this class because I wanted to find a way to help in my community and figure out where I belong. And I think David and Victor really helped, and I encourage anyone, if they can, take a class like this, especially with David, because he's a phenomenal teacher. Thank you.
My experience with the UBU project and this class at DST was absolutely amazing. It was really cool to talk about some of the injustices and some of the more controversial topics that have been going around in the world right now in a safe place, in a judgment-free zone. David was amazing, and we were all so excited to be able to work with him. I had actually worked with David on a past project, and it was so awesome to reconnect with him on a different level and just work with him again. My classmates were awesome. I knew most of them prior to the class, but I felt that I was able to grow closer to them by the end of it because we all grew so close and we realized that we had similar beliefs, and it was really cool to just be connected in that way.
Working together on this was really great, actually, especially during these times where you don't really see a lot of people often, and it was great to interact with people, but safely. And everyone there was just so great and nice, and we all had a great time, and we made some inside jokes. And it was even more fun working with David and his friend Victor to learn some history behind what we're actually writing about and to compose our song. And I just wanted to say thank you to UBU and Desert Stages for letting us do this. So thank you.
I had a really incredible time working with these people and just being at this theater and this company. It was so incredible. It felt really good to be around, like-minded people my age. I knew a couple of them going in, but it was really nice to just be able to get to know everyone a bit better, and by the end we were all super close, and it was just a really fun time. Working with David and Victor was awesome. They're both really passionate about what they do, and it's very clear in the way that they teach and the way that they interacted with us, and it was really nice to be able to talk to an adult about this kind of thing, and to be treated like an adult back, not be treated like a little kid or told I'm too young to be engaging in this topic of discussion. So that was really nice, and I'm just really thankful to both Desert Stages and the UBU project for coming together and allowing this workshop to happen. It was a really fun time.
My name is Patrick. I'm a biracial or mixed guy. I've never known which box to check or which group to associate with. When I'm with my white friends, I feel like the blackest white boy ever. When I'm around my black friends, I feel like the whitest black boy. Whenever I'm supposed to check an ethnic box, I never know what to check, so I check other. Other? As if I'm something other. This hurts me because I never know how to act. I know that if I act black, I'll be seen as black. Is that what I want? I want to know what I want, which box I check, which group I belong to. I want to know.
Emmett Till, a 14-year-old African-American young man who lived in the North. Sound familiar yet? Each account is different. Some say he looked at a white woman, some say he touched her, and some say he whistled at her. Later that night, Emmett Till was taken from his home and viciously murdered by a hateful, ignorant white man. Some may ask, what would have happened to Emmett if he was white? Beaten, tied to a cotton gin wheel, shot, and thrown in a river. Are you uncomfortable yet? Notice what kind of uncomfort you feel. Shame, guilt. You may not be uncomfortable because you feel that you could be a descendant of this killer, but the thought of this white man's crime. An open casket. Imagine what he must have looked like. You feel ashamed now? How does this make you feel? People didn't feel guilty looking at Emmett. Beaten, shot, murdered. How angry do you feel now? How angry do you think his mother was? For it was her request that his casket lie open. According to the historical account, a few men were tried by an all-white jury. These murderers were found not guilty. So yes, all lives matter, but Black lives have to matter before all do.
Marching for justice, for there is no bliss. Yearning for peace. Yell that we defile and dance with the devil, he who merely has a title. Spilled blood that you wish was yours, because oppression is the new couture.
Privilege is a concept that I wasn't informed about in school. Once I got older, though, I educated myself. And I realized just how privileged I am. Yes, I am a sapphic, mentally ill woman in America, but you know what? I am still privileged. The privilege I hold is one of the most powerful kinds of privilege, and I hate it. I'm lucky to be white in America, and I'm thankful that I'm not discriminated against every day for the color of my skin, for how I was born, for something I can't control. But it still hurts. It still hurts to know that just because my dad is descended from Europeans, I might not get killed in an instance where one of my friends would. It hurts so much to know that one of my friends could be killed for just walking down the street. It kills me to think about it. It eats me up inside that for no good reason I'll live a safer life than a person of color. It absolutely baffles me how even after African Americans were kidnapped and enslaved and brought to America and worked until they died, America still sees them as the monsters. It takes less than a second of reflection to realize that they are not the monsters in that situation. White people were the monsters. White privilege is a sick and twisted mask that hides our terrible ancestry. I hope that I will live to see a more racially equal world, and I really hope that I will be a part of that change.
How can you just sit there and watch the relentless oppression? Bold of you to pretend to care. It's not your performative obsession. How can we make this stop? How can we fix this up? How can we come together and fight for one another?
So others don't have to call for their mothers.
It didn't start with him, it started a long time ago with all of them.
Now it's us who sink or swim. We raise a fist as we all condemn.
How can we make this stop? How can we fix this up? How can we come together and fight for one another so others don't have to call for their mothers? Now that you've stepped outside of yourself, what can you do to help?
How can we make this stop?
How can we fix this up? How can we come together
and fight for one another? How can we make this stop? How can we fix this up? How can we come together and fight for one another? How can we make this stop? How can we fix this up? How can we come together and fight for one another? How can we make this stop? How can we fix this up? How can we come together and fight for one another so others don't have to call for their mothers? So others don't have to call for their mothers. So others don't have to call for their mothers.